second chances. This is hell let loose, where players become legends and every round is a war zone. Steel, strategy, survival, the grind don't stop and the fire don't fade. Step up or fall back, 'cause in this arena only the non-ruthless fade. Lock, low, dominate. Low. No mercy, no second chances.
Of the Hell Let Loose Premier League. I'm your host, Chelbs, formerly known as Guderian. Today we have a console matchup, the first that I've cast. I'm a veteran PC caster and helping out my buddy Axe Hawk, who's the production genius behind this whole production. And we're going to get a pretty good matchup today on Herc and Forest. We've got two North American teams by the way of Merciless, MERC, and we have a new team, unfamiliar to me, Legion, and the midpoint will be Siegfried Line, the Siegfried Line. So those of you that may be unaware of this map, it's the southern midpoint. It's a really good midpoint. It's a fair, I think, at least start in the beginning. I mean, some people might say allies have an advantage off the start, but I think it's a lean toward Axis. Obviously, we'll get into it. We'll show you some of the key areas that are so critical off the start. And just to, guys, give you a little background as to the league itself. Like I said previously, we're in week 2, and MERC currently is sitting 1-0. We can pull up the stats in a second and show you who's doing what. Right now, Merciless is 0-1, while Legion is sitting at 1-0. Let me just pull those league standings up real quick for you. There you go. And the season itself is a 5-week regular season and culminating in playoffs that begin in December and the finals, which will be played in January. And if I remember correctly from what Hawk told me, late January. So expecting a really fun matchup. Teams are loaded up in the server. I guess we're just waiting on the official word, the official flip. We're about 2 minutes over time. Not uncommon for the comp scene, but I'm sure my buddy Hawk, who's in my headset right here, is going to let me know when that actually begins. Yeah, so just waiting on Legion, a couple guys filtering in. It's kind of like the usual. I think now might be a great time to cut into the scene and just kind of go over how the map layout looks out. We'll get down to Siegfried Line, and we'll show you those areas of importance. That's the B-roll. It's a beautiful B-roll. It's beautiful. I mean, no popping LODs. Everyone, you see that? He made sure he was in nice and tight, and that rotation was nice and smooth, as to not show off all the issues with the LODs. Everybody loves those. Everybody in the comp scene loves them, especially on tanking maps. But anyway, let's transition to the live scene, and hopefully, Hawk, you have some admin camera so we can. All right, boys and girls. So this is how it works in comp. For those of you unfamiliar, things generally, I mean, if they roll out smoothly, consider yourself among the lucky. Generally, there's usually some sort of issue with admin camera rights and all types of good things. But anyway, glad you guys are here with us. Herc and Forest is actually one of my favorite maps. I like the variety. It's not just flat like some of the Normandy maps. This gives you a little variety of elevation. Tanks do play a strong part in determining who wins, but the infantry don't get shit on like in some maps where you can easily get farmed. So I think there's a little bit of mobility for the inf, so they don't hate it as much. I guess before things got ironed out, there was a previous version of this. Some of you OGs attest to this. Oh, is this us going live? But anyway, it's the warm-up phase. I got you. No problem. So yeah, as I was saying, the very first version of this was a lot different, and it was called Hurt Me Again Forest because it was flat, not a lot of elevation, and just trees everywhere, and it was just like a game of hide and go seek. Everybody was getting peeked, so not a whole lot of movement. This new version, I'm liking it. Everything is good. Like I said, it's one of my favorite maps, and we got two really exciting teams. MERC looking to get off the schneid and get the season back to 1-1, while it's up to Legion to determine, who are the class of this Division 1. If they can go 2-0, they'll be obviously sitting on top. But as you guys can see, we're about 1 minute away from, and would like to go over some basic rules. The TPL rules follow basically the same format of the PC side, which is one-man artillery. Once the guy is in that gun, he's going to stay there the entire match. He's not allowed to switch guns. He's also not allowed to be killed. I know on the PC side, there's a script that will dump like 15 people out of the gun, or out of the game, excuse me. They have to reload in. Also, the nodes, they're built prior to the match, so they'll be generating at plus 60 throughout the match. And the Panther is banned, obviously has a huge advantage over the Allies. So, with that being said, strap up, boys and girls. We're about to go live. 10 seconds in Division 1. Now, when Hawk pulls out, we're going to give you an idea of truck snipes and stuff like that. And I would like to show you kind of the area to the south where most of the teams are going to be pushing. There's going to be an area to the south. See, you can see Siegfried Line coming up to your lower right. But as he continues to pan and go around, if you look at the bottom right, as we slowly move in, there's this little area, this little network. You're seeing it right there. Keep going to the right. You can see there's a trench and a farm shed building. The Axis and Allies will be fighting like dogs over this little point right here. Obviously, the strong point itself will get some bodies. And then further north up in the 6th row, you should see a lot more bodies looking for map control. So it's not just dive everything into the strong point and hope for the best. Proficient, high-level comp teams play for map control. And as you can see, we're getting bodies already coming in, pushing the strong point. And I do need to clarify, we are on the Legion side. So the Legion are coming in as allies, whereas MERC is coming in as Axis. And like I said, I thought, and people debate this back and forth often, who's got the better start, or who has an advantage, I should say, off start. I think it's Axis. It's proving so right now. They're about 25% of the way capped. Allies are prioritizing the strong point, and that's great, but now they need to fan out. They need to get up north and control the top hill while simultaneously controlling that little shedded area with the trench in the 8 south. And as you can see in the right side of your screen, they're going to bring the light vehicle. The looks will be over there. And you're seeing shots being fired onto that compound. There's a hill to the west where the Allies have their Sherman probably sitting up top, firing down. Wow, just takes out that transport. Nice shot. And it looks like the Allies, with all that strong point cap weight, remember they're +3 if they're inside that ring. But we'll see how it turns out. It's not enough to just sit bodies in, because you can see, look, artillery is starting to pound the strong point. Nice adjustment on merciless part. They kind of know, based on their positioning, where the enemy is going to be. To the south in the 8, where you see where the dragon's teeth are, coming up that ravine, that's the bottom of the 8. Very important for the Allies. Most of the time, they're going to be coming across from there. And now they're making a concerted effort to fucking pan in towards the shed area to the bottom of the 8, where there's a cluster of Allies, where Hans, and we've got, I can't quite see, is it Eagles? There's quite a few bodies. They're really prioritizing that southern shedded area. But honestly, Legion is up for the task. They are literally stacking and pushing. They know the key areas. Maybe if we get map to pop up, we can get an idea of how it looks. Yeah, who owns what? Nobody. Well, there are bodies, I can say, from Legion, but not enough to actually stop the cap. You can pull that. So I think the cap is about to go. Shout out to Carpazzo right there. Caster, getting some trigger time in on a Sunday afternoon. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, that awesome kill feed, courtesy of Axe Hawk. Great little production value. So you're seeing who's winning the total kills race. It's crazy. I tell you, Allies are doing a great job of bringing this back. They hold the strong point, which is kind of crazy. Surprised not to get in there. The MERC is, look, they're prioritizing that southern area. Roma, Typhoon, and the rest of the boys. I'm going to try like hell to hold on to that key area. Yeah, and we don't negate or forget about the North. We know the North is important, but this is the critical part of any opener on Siegfried Line. I mean, just based on the number of bodies, you can see how important it is. A great back and forth. This midpoint's been fought over now for going on close to 7 minutes. No, it's just a great dogfight. This is what I love. I told you at the top how excited I am about Siegfried. It's just such a good fight. It's such a good point. Both teams honestly have a 50-50 chance of winning this. Ooh, great artillery strikes on both teams. Non-stop teetering. Now it's back going the way of Merciless. And down below, we've got our little light. We've got the Stewart moving up, trying to suppress. He's got the HE loaded, looking for targets of opportunity. He obviously knows the area where they're going to be. Basilone and the guys over there, HE rounds out. That's going to definitely help the cause. And we're starting to see Legion crawling their way back in, slowly, almost pulling it neutral now. You know, Hawk, I think we should roll up to the top now that we kind of understand what's going on down in the south here. There's the ridge up north, kind of like where Bricks is. Okay, that area up top where there's a network of trenches and pillboxes. Okay, so this area here, Cadaver, Dip Show, important, and then a little further to the north, Roof. I definitely like where MERC is positioned. Although right now we can see that Legion is pulling it in their direction, you're going to see a moment where the Merc team starts to collapse back down into the strong point. There's your bombing run. I want to say that probably should be a Legion bombing run. But right now, Legion's artillery needs to smash that compound to the south. They obviously control midpoint. Carpazzo just going to sit there and lane hold, make sure everything is good. Now that could be, I'm not sure if we pull map, we'll be able to understand whose bombing run that is. Okay, that looks like it. That one right there was a Legion bombing run. Yeah, they have midpoint control. The south probably looking pretty good. Yes, you can see it. I mean, it is contested, but it does look like it leans in the hands of Legion at the moment. Actually, take a look at the lines, guys, right now. Legion has absolutely done a fantastic job of cleaning out the sector. And they're moments away, 10, maybe 15 seconds without any contesting from taking this 3-2 midpoint. Yes, it's going to go 3-2. A last second dive. We've got the Panzer IV right down below, making a last second dive, trying to kill Inf. But that's it. Too little, too late. It's an early 3-2 dub, or excuse me, lead. Not going to prematurely call it for Legion, but in a strong position. If the Allies generally, and there goes the Stuart, if the Allies capture the Siegfried line off start, it is a hell of a strong point to reclaim. Extremely difficult. Now we've also got a Tiger sitting just south, along with another, was that Panzer IV? I can't quite make it out. It looks like we've got a medium. We've got a medium and we've got a heavy. Now, across the way, Hawk, I'm not sure if you're aware, up on the hilltop, if you go straight in, where there's a shed, there's a building, you're going to see Allied tanks kind of keep going, head right into that building. If you just keep going that direction, there should be an Allied tank. He's right there. And he's basically going to kite back and forth. Shots are already going out. They know he's here. This is standard 101. He's afraid to peek because he knows the double tap might be coming. So he's just going to sit right there basically and not do much because he can't do shit because he's overmatched. Even if he's got a repair station, you can see the repair station's already built. But yeah, not going to be able to move. So this will leave the door open for MERC because the tanks for Legion simply cannot assist in securing the point. It's up to the IMF to get it done. Yes. And as you can see, without that assistance from the tank, you can see the cap progress has already begun, at least a little bit for MERC. Legion has responded quite nicely in pushing it back, but at least you know they're starting to win some of the gunfights, even though Legion sits at about plus 40 on the total kills. I'm always going to say this. I say this in all my other PC matches. It's not how many you kill necessarily, but who you kill and where you kill them. You want to kill people in the sector when it matters. And the key thing I would focus on, if those tanks in the south happen to go down, Roma was trying to get his AT rocket off, but if those tanks go down and MERC loses their foothold south, there's no getting back in here. There's no getting back in here. Yeah, and the kill counter, boys, let me tell you, this has been something that's been a project for Axe Hawk. Ooh, we're going back about a year and a half now. We were figuring out. Shout out to that boy Owen from, I think it's TL. He's from TL. Helped out with this greatly. Did all the coding. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let us know in the comments. Keep it, not keep it. Got a correction. He is a PC player, and he's from MERC. He's a merciless player. So shout out to Owen. Thank you, sir, for helping the community enjoy this game a little bit more. We'll just say the user interface has kind of been the same for the last 6 years or so. So definitely liking all the improvements. Yeah, and the reason why these guys are spread out, and this is because they're Division I players. They understand you can't just sit in one area. You need to have the sector control. You know, you can't overstack one area. Obviously, we know the midpoint itself, the strong point, is the ultimate goal, but you can't really do that if you just funnel your way in. You're going to get surrounded, or we like to say wrapped, and then you're basically going to get destroyed. You have nowhere to run to. So that's why you're going to see Cardi and Teku and these guys on squad leader just sitting south, and just that's your objective for the day. Hold the area to the north of the Siegfried line. Do not allow those guys to wrap and get up underneath us. And they've got layers of defense. You've got Crippler, and you've got bricks. And that's where they're going to anchor themselves, and they're just going to sit there. So, I mean, sometimes the sector, right, it can get a little grindy, depending on how evenly matched up the teams are. But this is why we got this beautiful function, and I know Hawk is going to start when we get to this stalemate, because I like to think we have the opener, which is always intense. The first 30 is crazy, and then there's always that mid-game lull, and then we'll start locking on the players and getting their first-person point of views and give you some more of that down-on-the-ground action. Down and dirty. For those of you that don't know what it's like, this is that's the life of ground and pound. You got about a minute to live. So we always say push space. Don't just sit in an area unless you're lane holding. It's always about kill and then take that space moving forward. But I'm really, really surprised it's so much infantry right now, dominated by infantry. Nice satchels going off on those buildings to the south. Merciless looks like they might get in there. I mean, the door is slightly open. So here we got a first-person point of view with the trusty Grand. Yep, and there's your tank. That's where he's going to sit. That's where they'll sit. They'll sit a little bit back, recessed from the strong point on the road, and then of course they'll try and stick it behind these busted buildings. And the goal is to basically suppress the Sherman that we showed earlier up on top of the hill. So there's that duel that's going to go back and forth pretty much throughout the match. This Tiger's interested in getting close to those buildings, so he has shots on the top of that hill. Problem is, if he traverses too far, once he crosses that open space right there to our front, maybe 50 meters, that's when he exposes himself to the Sherman. Yeah, and you need to be careful. Your tanks, especially on a map like Herkin, super important. You just can't go losing that. That's 600 fuel. So yeah, they're going to be definitely careful about just throwing the tanks away. So the lines are looking pretty good right now. I wasn't too sure about this Legion team. Now I've heard of MERC, obviously from the PC side. They're a pretty good, I'd say, mid tier, but pretty good PC team. On the console side, this is all brand new to me, and we got a pretty good matchup. I mean, nobody's getting dominated. I would say this is looking like it might go the distance because nobody's really pushing anybody out. It's not looking like some sort of steamroll is going to happen here. And just a quick peek at the map. I do need to see with fourth and defending is we've got Jacob's Barn. It's not that hard to actually get Jacob's Barn. If they wanted to put pressure, Legion, it's not that difficult. Now, so let's say if it was the strong point directly south, which is salient 42, that hill, but if they really wanted to, I think Legion could run that whammo garrison. A whammo is anything that's in the H column, where squad leader will get there, get a double drop from support players, and get that back end garrison, that red zone garrison, and start putting pressure on Jacob to alleviate the pressure on the front line. So if you guys see in the F8, they're having a hard time pushing out. If they can send somebody back line and just get in behind Jacob's Barn and force the defenders, or excuse me, the offense, we'll call them, MERC, to pull back bodies onto Jacob's Barn, you might see Legion have an easier time of clearing out the bottom of the 8. And as you guys can see, it's just tree to tree. Get to one tree, get some cover, try to get parallel, move up, and then turn parallel and try and clean your flanks up. Just rinse and repeat till you clear this wooded area. It's difficult, and that's why you see a lot of teams, they'll try and get that whammo garrison up. Because all these guys that you're seeing here from Merciless might have to be called back to the defensive side if Jacob starts to fall. Just a quick check on Jacobs. Do they actually have somebody? I'm looking for the squad leaders. We've got Fatal, OnlyFans, a squad leader. So he's +6 if he's got a full squad, which I'm sure. And there's just one guy on defense, Mastone. So that's what I would do at this point. All right, 2 squad leaders for Merciless on defense, with Commander sitting a little bit further to the north. It's open for business if they really wanted to push that point. I think they should. Now's as good a time as any. You don't want to lock in and get comfortable with your defense. Always press the offense. So we'll keep our eye on Fatal, and we'll just kind of rotate back to the main action. So right now we're looking at the bottom of the 8, and clearly, from what we're seeing, Legion owns the southern half of the sector. The hard job. Oh, we just got a fresh spawn in. I can't quite make out the squad leader. Diesel. Diesel gets clapped. Crippler. If he moves up, he might get OP. Look for the little puff of smoke. Could have sworn it was over there, but look, either way, squad leader gone. Inf, and I like what they're doing, pushing that space. And that's the name of the game. If you're worried about your KDR, you're playing the wrong game. You expect to die. All right, big look at the map. We've got a bombing run coming in, trying to clear the north in the 6. But now, after about a good 30 minutes of fighting, this Siegfried line here is completely and comfortably right now in the hands of Legion. And like I said earlier, it's a real tough uphill fight as Axis to get the Siegfried line back, especially with the point being the next point, excuse me, for them being the Jacob's Barn. Very difficult point to defend. It's open and it's easy to get to. The one thing I will say it's interesting about casting console, it's so much different. Usually when I cast the matches, whether it be HCA or American Premier League, APL, or even seasonal matches, you know, it's so much to do with just that sector. It's kind of a treat to see the guys push out. I mean, I'm just so used to like these locked in struggles. Atta boy, come on now. Finish that. Good shot. Oh yeah, I got that fresh spawn point. Clapped some. Let's go. Yeah, you could just see the kill difference. I mean, Legion is absolutely dominating the kill department. 622 to 492. That's a massive. That's not a little advantage. That's a huge advantage. You know, I wouldn't be surprised at all if within and there's another OP. Great play by your. I don't know who this guy is. I wish we had something like some sort of you know, indicator. Who do we got? It's hard to tell. Shout out to Stole 55 for that nice group of play he had. I mean, takes out the spawns, 2 spawns, I believe, plus some inf on the way to finding the next new contact. So having to see MERC with their guys spawning off Jacob's Barn and having to run in, that's what happens when you, quote, get burnt out. You have to start over. Ample time for Legion to push that space and continue pushing MERC back to the Jacob's Barn. It's not enough to just sit there and be content. You gotta push those gains. Interesting. Shout out to the OG Wild Bill from back in the day from Wolves of War. If you guys never heard of Wild Bill, you need to Google that man. He's got some of the best videos, funny ass videos too. Wild Bill jamming. Check that dude out. Hilarious. This might not be the same Wild Bill, but anyway, shout out to the OG. I'm not even sure if he still plays the game. And speaking of the game, we do have an update coming out in October with the new Stalingrad remake and the tank. We're going to call it remake as well. I mean, it's pretty significant. Being a war correspondent, I get a little bit of insider. And from what I understand, the people that do the most with the tanking are very happy with the changes. Sometimes I forget even what I should and shouldn't say. So I try to say less, but I know that the meta will change quite a bit with the new update. So I'm excited to see how the comp scene embraces the new tank meta. I think it's a welcome addition, especially being an inf player. Excited to see, us be able to run around and not be in this this hot zone, because it seems there's so much firepower in a little area with so many tanks on a map. You can put 4 and 5 tanks on a map. That is no longer going to be the thing. From what I understand, we're only getting to get two heavies at a time. So that's going to change the way things play out. Yeah, Panzer IV is just, it's tough to be a tanker. You don't want to get too close to objects where Inf can hide, like those logs to his front. He's very leery. I would be too. Get those guys with satchels popping out all over the place. So he's just going to kite back and forth, try and do what he can to clear space for the Inf. But we're clearly looking at Jacob's barn right now. MERC is fighting off of their 4th. Shout out to that boy Johnny Basilone from Jersey. If you guys know your history, you know. Go watch the Pacific. Oh my goodness, Carpazzo. It was just like, dude, come on, man. You didn't see me there? Trade. It's just, we give and we take. That's the name of the game. Oh, Airhead up in H4. This is your, quote, whammo garrison. Trying to do it the non-conventional way. And I could speak all I mean, the whole Airhead meta irks the shit out of me. The fact that it's locked into this tight little radius of gameplay really bothers me. It should be any place on the map you want to place them, drop them. Let it be on the players. Let it be on the squad leaders. Let it be on the commander if he chooses to get back into that area and put up garrisons, etc. But when you lock it into that little space, every guy on defense sees it. I mean, unless they're completely asleep, you can't miss an Airhead, and they're so fragile. So I don't know what the success rate is on those. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody that has stats, but it's probably less than 10% that those things work on a 49v49. Now, 36s, that's a completely different story. They do get or have a higher success rate. Yes, and just for those of you guys tuning in, I'm Chelbs, a caster, veteran caster, I guess you can say, of the PC side. And just coming on over to the console, just get a little introduction to what I do, guys, in case you ever wanted to come check out what I do. Esports casting is the place where I do all my work. And just a quick recap off the start. Pretty extended fight over the midpoint, the Siegfried line. Back and forth for a while, but it was mostly in the hands of MERC, actually, at the start. And then about maybe 2/3 of the way capped for MERC, that's when Legion pumps the brakes and just completely takes map control. We talked earlier, the southern half of the map in the 8 in the shedded area becomes possessed by Legion, and then the rest kind of falls in place. And they've been sitting 3-2 more or less for the last close to 30 minutes now. And this is the time of the match where people kind of tune out. And this is the lull, so to speak. So I'm going to imagine for the next 25 minutes or so, It's just going to be grindy lane holding, letting resources generate so you can stack your tanks with fuel, etc. And then we see that final third, that final push where everybody's in for the point. But speaking of time, there is the option, and I'm not sure if leagues want to adopt this quite yet. I think it would be a good idea if they did, but there's an option to change the time. You can switch it from the 90 minutes to only 60. Okay, so for the audience at home watching right now, gets a little boring, a little stale in the middle. I understand. I'm just trying to make it exciting, because if we had to push teams to attack versus wait and let resources generate, I mean, we can argue at either side, but I would like to see it cut down to about 60 minutes. Rant over. Thank you for listening. Yeah, we have a Panzer IV just on an island with his repair station, just trying to hold this area. We've got the squad leader there. Wouldn't worry about his front. I'd be covering his 6. Speaking of 6, we do have somebody deep. Can't quite make his name out, like Scribbles or Cripple Legs. Is he a squad leader by any chance, or is he just some YOLO death mission? All right, we're locked on. He's an AT player. Did he just take out himself? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait, was he trying to kill a repair station and he took it to the face? Oh my God. I hope he got it. I hope he got it. Okay, there's another one there. Okay. The camera's a sumbitch, man. It finds everything that you do right and everything that you do wrong, boy. It's funny as hell sometimes. Okay, okay. Oh, he was going for the garrison. It was a garrison. He missed a garrison. Shame. Oh my God. He's gonna have to run a couple extra laps after practice. Yeah, that can't happen. You had that teed up, my G, and you gotta come through. Yeah, that's definitely embarrassing. Okay. So those were the 2 objects of opportunity for our friend Cripple Legs, and he proved it because he shot his legs off basically and missed both garrison and repair station. But he'll be back. I have a feeling. Redemption. He will redeem himself and he will get them. He knows where they are. So hopefully he gets an opportunity to redeem that. And if we just hold the map for a moment, you can see, nice job out of Legion. The 7-8 completely pushed out. They are up underneath Jacobs. They get some northern pressure. We've got G squad leader sitting up there. All right, garrison did go red. There is enemy inf in the 5, or excuse me, the F4 area. Garrison has been removed. But I mean, without that tank support, I mean, who knows? I mean, we just see a little flicker right there. We might start to see the 4th point, and we actually are starting to see cap progress. And this is just from sector. We've got 1 body from Fox Squad in the hard cap itself, and we're starting to see capture progress. So if we could get on over there and get an idea of where the defenders are, where they're spawning from, more importantly. Yep. So here we are. Look, fighting. Anytime you see defenders running into the strong point, that's not good. They've been burnt out. They're not holding, and the best positions are being occupied right now by Legion. I mean, Commander has all the tools at his available. He's got the bombing run. I'm sure he's saving it. Artillery can come and assist. He's also got reinforce, but yeah, you're starting to see the holes. MERC's starting to kind of fold under the pressure somewhat. I mean, the kills, we're looking at almost a 200 kill differential right now. And I'm not even sure. I mean, I probably should check the stats more often than not, but we're almost about halfway through the match, and we're almost at 1,000 kills. So I'm not sure if it's normal to get 2,000 kills in a match. I think that might be a little on the high end. If I remember correctly, I think it's around 1,800 is like kind of like the average. So Legion is just a killing machine right now. They're just kicking ass, taking names. Here's our MG just hoping for a spot up on top of these logs. Yeah, so he's just going to search for... That's all in the prep, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an MG player, your job is to know where all these cherry spots are. If you're MG, and get up in there, and that's not the cherry spot. As you can see, he's dead. Yeah. All that time and planning just to get killed by that tree. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Sounds like bombing run on the point, right through the strong point. Or maybe they're hunting garrisons. Usually bombing runs... And I'm just going to give it to y'all guys from all you console guys that are watching and listening. From the PC side of things, I've always said the bombing run is impotent. It doesn't do its job. It should be able to take out not only garrisons, which it does, but it should take out OPs and all the buildables. Like, make it strong, make it worth something. It's 300 munitions. They've nerfed it to the point where it's nothing more than just used to last minute save a point or basically take out garrisons. So my thing is make bombing runs great again. I'm trying to get the developers to see the reasoning behind the bombing run. It should be a massive... It should be like a moment, like a game shifter. Yeah, we're getting locked in with Edgy. I mean, he's right front door. He is just there. I mean, all the bodies you're seeing in front of you are on the strong point in the cap. And when you're getting bottlenecked in, and he is just picking those trees apart, man. And to the next tree. Yeah, and these guys are doing it on controller, man. Shout out to you controller guys, man. I've been a mouse and keyboard dude forever. I just, I don't know how you guys get that accuracy. It's so hard with the thumbs, but you make it look good. Okay, here we go. We got another one. Oh, missed that one. Get that quick reload. He's on a 3-kill streak. We're going to run with him till the legs fall off. Okay. I'm not sure if that was his kill. Might have assisted on that, but he's still rolling. He's bleeding out. Yeah, and those of you keeping score, the Vegas odds say we're over 1,000, and we're at the 45-minute mark. So if you got that over-under, congratulations, you're a winner. Oh, up close. Last shot missed. Yeah, but we're halfway through. 45 in, 45 to go, hopefully. May not make it the distance, just the way things are shaping up right now. Legion is methodically just taking control of this board and pushing MERC further and further back into Jacob's barn. I mean, I always look for squad leaders. Those are your signs. If you've got squad leaders, I just multiply however many I see by 6, and that's how many bodies you could basically get into a sector or strong point like we're seeing here. We got Stole 55 is a squad lead. So that's +6. They're in the cap. And here comes cap progress. Pumping that shitty grease gun, gonna make it work. Wonder if he's a raider and he has that satchel kit. Bricks. Oh, hell yeah. Bricks definitely got the satchel kit. With a name like Bricks, you always bring the satchel. Yo, put it on that bunker, Bricks. Oh my God, that... Oh, claps the OP. Oh, bro, you got to peek that slow, son. You can't go in there that hard. Otherwise, nice run. That's a nice run. Now, is that Garrison that he popped, or is that OP? That's OP, okay. I suppose it's in a good spot, but the gig's up. They know where you're at. They're going to come back for that. Yeah, OP is... They know where... They know. Now, if I'm squad lead, and I guess it depends on what his role is. If his position is hard cap defense, okay, you got to put it there. Now, because he did get a fresh clean spawn off, avoided artillery, that little bit of cap progress we saw at a Legion is gone. But it's up to MERC now to push out of Jacobs, because they're starting to get enveloped. They're almost completely surrounded. Oh my God, he just tripped over the log, or did he get shot? I can't tell. And there it goes again, guys. Anything you see red and green, those are the flares. I'm going to give you it all, man. How about a 5-minute cooldown on these flares? No more redeploy, pop up another flare. Make it work just like a supply box, so you can't spam it, right? Imagine if you had a support player that every single time he died and he could just come back with the support box. Maybe more people build garrisons, but what do you do? It just, I think for a World War II game, I should just illuminate the area and not show on your map, but actually if there's dark areas, illuminate the area that's dark, not show up on your screen. I digress though. We could take that argument up in the comments, and don't forget to like this if you're enjoying the comp. Axe Hawk doing a great job on the camera, doing all the production work. Yeah, definitely shout out to him for the beautiful lower thirds in the ticker. Uh-oh, on top, like a pigeon. Didn't see him run by. Oh my goodness. Come on, Corporal. Oh, Corporal just got shit on. Yeah, but... Yeah, they're all just sitting on the point. MERC is... Yeah, they're completely surrounded. Although I don't like the guys deep in the eye. I mean, unless you're a recon. But they've basically, if you pause on that, if you get that back... Now, this is where things might get a little dicey. If nobody's paying attention on the home base, if you're looking back on the Siegfried line, there's nothing there. So you could potentially drop an airhead if you get a whammo, garrison up, you know, because there's really nothing there. Although they do have garrisons. So they have plenty of satellites. So they're going to trip those. So I guess even though they're very lightly defended on the Siegfried line, and they're spread out quite a bit, I mean, I'm not panicked yet. If I'm defensive coordinator, I'm a little concerned, but I'm out fragging them big time. So I guess we're okay until we're not. Yeah. And shout out to the man behind the scene. He's got all the little tools. So if you guys ever want to cast with this fella, he's going to give you all the goodies that come with it. And now cap progress has started. We saw that they had, and I'm talking about Legion, they've already established map control for Jacob's Barn. It was just now clamping down. And honestly, MERC couldn't really do much. They were just, you know, when you're completely surrounded 360. And I haven't said much about tanks. Tanks haven't really been much of a factor, at least not from my vantage point. I mean, we've got a tank here. And he's about to get satcheled, I think. Is JP? He's struggling to find that that satchel. I think he's going to put the hot box on. It's on, baby. 30 seconds. Count it in your head. Now, he's got to stay to the right of the tank because anybody that jumps out... Oh, shit. They go on top? That's weird. I thought... Okay, on the right side, there it is. Chief. Oh, my God. Chief gets gunned down. Only one left is the gunner. Yeah, this is a GG right here because this tank is cooked. He's only going to be up for about another 10 seconds. The point, 3/4 almost in the way of Legion. Down goes the Tiger. And Legion about to take a commanding 4-1 lead. If we pull up the map, do they have, what do they have? They're completely surrounded. The fifth and final, excuse me, Herc can approach. Preemptively should have supplies already dropped. I think Fox Squad might have subs next to them. No, they don't have anything preemptively set. So it's not a quick transition. Oh, there is supplies down in the 8, just waiting there. And it looks like bombing run. Not even sure from who, but it's late. We got a possible airhead as well coming down. But yeah, things are looking really, really tough right now for MERC. Once they lost, and I said that at the beginning, you lose the Siegfried line as allies and allow the allies to get in there. Getting that back is hell. Yeah, Germans dropping supplies, not a good sign. Obviously, things haven't been set up, so they're in a hurry to get their garrisons set up. But that's okay, as long as you're pushing space. Basically, you find out where the enemy is. Yeah, Wild Bill, our squad leader, at the front, the spear tip. Hopefully he's got his OP place somewhere and he's just on a mission to find garrisons. Yeah, when you're going into an occupied piece of land like that, yeah, what I like to call it is parking the bus. Right now, MERC has parked the bus, and they're not moving. Bodies aren't moving. And if they want to close this out in spectacular fashion, they're going to have to do it with armor. So let's just hang tight for the armor once they start to roll them up. Because I definitely don't think they're going to be able to do it with Inf alone. Shifty gets dropped by Edgy. I mean, there is some token force still remaining at Jacobs for MERC, but not much. I mean, I think it's pretty much cleaned up. Okay, and there's our, is it 7-6? Checking by the muzzle brake on there. Yeah, I wouldn't leave that with Inf alone, even though he's an engineer. Let the infantry clean that up. You got bigger things. Like, let's close this out. Fully crewed, 76. Yeah, get him on the main road, moving toward Herkin approach. Okay, so 7-6 is just going to kind of defend for a moment, repair, get back into the action. But now that Legion is secure, the back line is clean, they're pushing forward. Yeah, the Bear gets his OP clapped, and Alpine finishes the job. Teku's coming, trying to help him out. That could be, is that Garrison or is that, oh, that looks like an OP spawn off of Fatal OnlyFans. Yeah, OP. In case you guys are ever wondering, if you see it in stream, if you see 2 squad leaders pop up off a spawn, you know it's a Garrison versus an OP, which you can only get 1. Help you guys out at home. Yeah, and for me right now, I think it's just MERC's going to be playing for pride. There's a lot of pride in this team. They don't want to get wiped out 5-0. I don't think anybody likes it, especially comp players. But yeah, it's going to be a tough hold. They got a 30-minute hold, and yeah, once you start bringing those 76s up, yeah, I'm going to imagine probably around the 15-minute mark, they're going to make that final push and close out. I mean, we've got pair stations going up. Great teamwork. Crippler. Not your other buddy. You have clearly VIP, MVP, not VIP. MVP status. But yes, those little things, building those repair stations, tankers appreciate it. And now it's off to the grind. Yeah, MG fires hella. Yeah, you're not going to be able to walk in. So they've done a nice job, MERC, of kind of turtling. And Legion's going to get chopped up piecemeal. And you might see the kills start to come back to even if Legion keeps pressing front door. They might have to find a hole in this defense, get around, you know, get a sneaky whammo Garrison up behind in the J and start working that back line, you know, soften up the front line. If Hawk will zoom out a little bit, we can find out, is there anybody, nothing in the way of a squad leader. So everything is in front of them in the H column. Our squad down at the south is trying to make a run. Obviously, he's going to build the Garrison. Hopefully, he's got subs to his north. But yeah, if he builds that Garrison, right where that line is, that yellow line is, he puts Garrison up and pushes further east and wedges it between the 2 HQs. You know, they might be in business for that final, because MERC has definitely parked the bus, like I said, in the sector on Herkin Forest, or Herkin Approach, I should say. Yeah, and this is mostly stat padding at this point. I mean, there's just, you know, just this is all lane holding and just shoot anything that moves. But as a squad leader, that's your job. Kind of anchor things down. Oh, a little bit behind. He knows Hills is there. Hills is just being a rat. But yeah, it's up to the inf that are not SLs to really press forward, work together, and punch a hole. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but the shakiness of this camera sometimes, it's like he's got Parkinson's, but we're going to work through it. You know, maybe he's just got that battle fatigue going on. I don't know, something, but he's... All right, he's moving up. All right, and he's pretty much going to park it. All right, we'll come back to Wild Bill when things get a little more spicy. Right now, he's interested in just kind of sitting in an area and just letting his guys spawn and move up. I like the numbers we're seeing on the left with Snoochie and Divinity. There's 3 guys. They can link up, move together. Yeah. Now that's smart. Now, you know, Divinity is moving up while he holds, and that's good. Now Divinity, well, he should, you know, stop and allow our guy right here shooting to move up, and that's what you do. You just kind of bound, you know, area to area. Nice shot. You should move up to Divinity, and that's how you guys do it. Oh, that MG ain't gonna be happy. Oh my goodness. Crossfire's a bitch. You got to find out where those MGs are and take them out. All right, Dutch just gets clapped. They're working the flanks pretty well now. And I think this is a repeat of what we saw on Jacob's Barn, where they slowly started to gain sector presence, and MERC slowly retreated back into the strong point. And I think we're going to see a repeat of that. It's already starting to happen. Bill just lane holding now. Keeping, and that's smart. Guys, you don't understand how smart Bill is right there for being there. Just being an option for people to spawn on him. And I said earlier about their tanks. Wonder what Legion tanks are doing in terms of like the big guys, not the little guys. Where are our big guys? Is that airhead dropping? Question mark on smoke to the right, bottom right, other way. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Smoke. Follow the smoke. There was an airhead. Is that trying to get covered up with a bombing run? Yeah, I think that was a MERC airhead, smoke, and bombing run sniffed out quite easily by Legion. Yep. Yeah, no matter how you dice it, it's so hard. I mean, commanders have probably tried 1,000 times the right combination of smoke, bombing run, airhead timing. Okay, MERC does have some bodies. I mean, the 7-6 is content with just sitting on the strong point. But I think that Legion's doing a nice job of allocating enough people on defense, but not keeping it so light that if MERC were to say get a sneaky garrison up, they couldn't respond in time. Like they've got enough. Like if I looked at their network, if you pop the map open and we get a look at their network of OPs and garrisons, we'll know. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. I mean, hard to tell. Not much of a front line. Am I seeing garrisons on the front line for them? Not too many. They're mostly working off of OPs, except that one garrison they just put up in the south by Kilo, or is that R Romeo squad? But fifth and final is being captured right now. So what does that mean for MERC? It means they no longer have an HQ spawn. So now they have to work off of garrisons if they've even placed any up. So things could get shitty really quick. And we're sitting about 25 minutes out. You know, MERC holding on for their dear lives at this point. Satchel goes boom. Back over to business here. I'm seeing a squad leader off to the left by Leroy Jenkins. I don't know who that is over there, but I'm guaranteeing you he's looking to build a garrison. We got another squad leader over to the right. So things might get real dicey real quick. Another spawn, stall 55 to your front. That's 3 squad leaders. times 3, we got 18 potential sitting in the strong point. That's it. With the left lean. Tough sledding. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. It's got to be done though. You got to push that front line. Oh my God, that dude looked like he was AFK. But yeah, Leroy Jenkins squad up to the northeast upper right hand of your screen. Yeah, now if they divert too many, that's MERC. If they divert too many players there, they're going to expose the front door. Yeah, MERC doing a nice job clamping down on the 5th point. I know they're not conceding the W, but at some point you got to okay, guys, how are we going to win this? How do we do it? Or are we just going to hang on for the 1-4? I mean, MERC is trying to push out front door. There are bodies pushing to the east toward Jacobs. But a majority of the team is just kind of sitting in around the sector. Again, I said earlier, it's up to the tanks. If the tanks make that push, and I mean, they might dive the tanks once they realize they're low on munitions. And they're like, okay, we could sit here and defend and just waste all the munitions and redo it. Or we can just hit the 5th and final and try and roll the dice and see if we can get something. Okay, we got heavy sitting just southwest of Jacobs. But I'd imagine they must be running a surplus in fuel. They should have quite a bit in the way of tanks on the map. I'm just seeing that one. All right, looks like they just spawned in. They were just 800. Now they're down to 200. So they definitely spawned in a heavy. Can it get up to the front line in time? Yeah, it should be able to get there. I'm not sure if the outcome right now is in jeopardy. It's just a matter of, how big is Legion going to win this by? I mean, I think it's pretty apparent at this point. 20 minutes remaining. Are we talking a 5-0 or are we talking a 4-1 W for these guys? Because I'm just not. And I'm just hearing that how you win. It's just not that you win. It's most teams would be content sitting 4-1. But I think they do count the caps, and I guess they weigh them. So it encourages teams to really push and finish the job rather than just to casually sit on that 4-1. Yeah, so in the case of, let's say, a tie in a division, number of caps do matter. So. Just circling around, looking for some action. Shadow's trying to figure out. All right, should I pull out the gun? I'm just gonna kill Basilone. So I pull out the binos, get the knife ready. Like, what am I doing right now? Oh, got Axis supplies dropping down. Shadow's pinging it. So you guys let us know in the comments, what do you think of these supply drops that come down? I mean, I don't know if it's historically accurate in the time that it comes down, but I mean, let's face it, guys, it's a video game. And if it takes this long for it to drop, I personally think supply should be coming down much faster. You tell me what you think. I think it would be a bonus to the game, being that a lot of teams struggle with garrisons, even pubbing. Have those supplies drop out quick. Yeah, look at those odds. Yeah, you're not going to win that. 1 on 6. So this is what I'm talking about. In order to break this stalemate, it's going to come down to the tanks. Info will just trade back and forth. In fact, it's going to be tougher for Legion, obviously having to press a point and having to come into your opponent's kill zones, make it difficult. You got a Tiger sitting on the strong point, just holding lanes. Yeah. I mean, we just might ride this out for the next 16 minutes and not see much change. It's really up to Legion. Up to Legion. Do they want to? They really want to press the point. I would say at about, what are we saying? We need 2 minutes of continuous cap progress. So even if they lost, I'd say at the 4-minute mark, obviously they're all going to push because then they can't lose. The game is virtually over. But I'm going to say like around the 8, maybe 10-minute, 8-minute mark. I think they really should just go for it. I mean, it's fun to kill shit, you know, for the next 6 minutes. That might be the plan. Had to stop away for a second. Hope I didn't miss any of the action, guys. You know, the coffee I bought, you know, that I rented was time to pay the bill. But I miss anything? No, I didn't miss anything. We're still doing the same thing we did 10 minutes ago. Yay! So if things hold, we're going to look at a undefeated Legion team. Now, are they the class of Division 1? I mean, who are their top opponents in the division? MERC being 0-1, and judging by the result of this, MERC is definitely not at the top. So you let me know in comments. I mean, I got to get caught up on the console thing. If you were to ask me on the PC side of things, sure, I could tell you right off top But for the console Division 1 side, who is the top dog? I mean, are we looking at him right now as Legion? Because I'm seeing number 2 for Legion, and I'm hearing Taco. Taco could be the other team. So Taco and Legion might be the game we're all looking forward to seeing played. Well, here we go. Carpazzo. Move up. He's got his AT rocket. Don't need it. Top down. Oh. Going up against the German STGs are tough, man, on Herken. Especially close combat. Anyway, in other Hell Let Loose tongue twister, Hell Let Loose news. Oh, what do we got? We got some good stuff coming up. We got Smolensk probably dropping before the end of the year. I know we're getting 2 updates. We're getting update 18 sometime in October, and then we're going to get another one, I'm assuming somewhere near holiday, which is, for my guesstimation, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, somewhere in between that little range right there. So yeah, Smolensk, a Russian map. I'm not sure, based on the screenshot that I saw, whether it was a snow map or was it like a fall map. I can't recall. I want to say it was a fall map. But yeah, the Russian front needs a little more love. So hopefully that's a winner. I know the team Expression has really been doing a much better job with the maps. I know their first attempt was Mortain, which in my opinion wasn't great, but I think Elsenborn was a much better. Tobruk is pretty damn good, and looking forward to what they're doing going forward, because I guess it takes a little time to understand how to make these maps. It's not just artwork. You got to understand, like, logically. And I think the team is starting to figure some things out. We got a remake of Stalingrad, and I know people that have played it and said they like the way it plays. So, and on top of that, the performance is much better. So, good things coming. I don't know, man. Who's paying? I don't know who's paying. Is Carpazzo paying people to get in on him all tight like this? He's been on screen a whole lot, man. I wonder what he's donating towards. Oh, he's staff. Oh, okay. He pays the bills. So this is why we're seeing so much Carpazzo. Although the takes it to the ear. Out on the flanks, I'm liking Fatal. I've been watching Fatal on the flanks. He's just a smart player. He doesn't get caught up in the grind as much. I mean, maybe that's not his job. Maybe he's a weak side flank or something. But if he has success, the guys hook around and then completely surround the MERC inf. Now, I gotta say, where is Bear running from, man? I mean, if you're running in this game, all right. I'm not sure what he's doing. Is he just holding? Is he defense? Like, where is he? What's he trying to do out here? Okay, so he's kind of like on an island on his own. Yeah, the more I watch the way this ends, and we're down under now 10 minutes, I think MERC is like, look, you know, we had our shot on opener. We didn't get it. We couldn't get back into the sector got pushed back to Jacobs pretty hard, and we lost Jacobs. And yeah, they've been sitting 1-4. I'm thinking probably at least from the 45-minute mark. I'm pretty sure we were sitting 4-1 right around that time. So I think MERC made it up. Like, look, we're not going out 0-5. We're just going to park it and really force Legion to overextend, and that could be our way in. So what we're seeing right now is the STG behind the pillbox getting pressed in the distance. We got 76 rolling up. I mean, he's assault class, so he doesn't even have the Raider class, so he doesn't even have a satchel. So he's toast. That's that. And here it is. This is the time where I said if they're going to make a move, this is the time to do it. Otherwise, just ride it out, and who cares? It's 4-1. It's a dub. Sounds of a bombing run. This is the last one if it is. Not much to talk about. Not much at all. So here we are, just trying to get basically a line for you guys, understand where the front line is. And MERC's put the brakes on and have basically stopped them right there, right at the tree line. Yeah, we need to be more accurate in our line drawing. I mean, the fans only expect nothing but the most accurate representation of a true front line. And I think that does a fine job. Although I can't quite describe the shape. Look at this. Look at you give this kid too many tools, guys. This is what happens. You know, you got to like take things away from him. Like, what in the hell is that? That looks like a bad kindergarten drawing. Wow. Look at all the cool things we can do, guys. We can draw. Uh-huh. Oh, my God. It's what happens when you're sitting 4-1 for 45 minutes and not a lot happens. This is the reason why I say let's push it to the hour. I think the last 45 minutes has proven, you know, we lose that momentum and the game gets a little stale. Oh, yes, and those of you keeping track on Vegas, they did it. 2014, great year. 5 minutes remaining, and Legion's going to take this for sure. All right, and we're less than, well, about a minute 20 away from making that official, that they can't lose, and then the only thing that we're left to decide is the final outcome. Now, did you notice the skin on him? That was the Pacific skin. Was that them teasing us a long time ago that we were eventually going to get Pacific? We all know that Vietnam is coming out, and all the goodies in Vietnam could be ported over to a Pacific. So, you know, that I got my money on, you know, a Hell Let Loose Pacific in the Unreal 5 engine. That's where my big bet is. They got the assets. Hell, everybody's been asking for it. But if I think about it, Vietnam is going to be a hit. I think from what I've seen, it looks amazing in the Unreal 5. And 26, 27, 28 even. That's going to be strong. People are going to play that. So we wouldn't see a Pacific probably until, at least announced until 28. Well, anyway, there you have it. It's official. Legion coming away with the W today on Herc Forest. Pushes them to 2-0. MERC falling now to 0-2. Maybe we pop up some stats. We know people are going to probably leave now that the outcome is no longer in the balance. So if my guy with Hawk will pull up, no, we don't want to leave. We just want to see the stats. We just want to see the player stats. That's the map. We want the stats, man. Hit the tab button I have as my stats. I don't know what he has. Oh, okay. So we can't check. Okay, that's something that the PC side does have. We can at least see stats and players and shout those guys out for great matches. But we can't quite do that yet on console. But you guys are catching up. Hell, a year ago you didn't have a browser. And oh, wait a minute. While we were yapping the whole entire time, they capped out. That is just terrible on my part, man. I'm so sorry. Didn't close out correctly. But MERC gets MERC'd 5-0 to a very strong Legion team. And that's what I was trying to pull up. Hawk, why couldn't you get this for me, man? How much do I pay you? I'm cutting that in half now, man. All right, we got to figure out how to bind a button to that. But anyway, look at you, Private. Holy shit, look at that. You got promoted in one match. That's crazy. Anyway, hey, guys, thanks for joining, watching. We're going to upload this bad boy to YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And hopefully we get to do this one more time. Enjoy doing it. And, yeah. Make sure you get over to the BR1 Gaming channel, show them that love. And yeah, if you want to check mine out, it's esports casting. I've been a little quiet of late, but now that the HCA, I believe, is starting up in the next couple of weeks, you're going to start to see me be a little more active. So until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's been a pleasure, and we'll catch you soon. Take it easy.
Don't stop and the fire don't fade. Step up or fall back, 'cause in this arena only the non-ruthless fade. Lock, low, dominate. No mercy, no second chances.